Kia ora. Kia ora. Wow. Great day to be a Kiwi cricket fan. Series win in the England. Yeah, take that up. Series win in India a couple of years ago. Series win in England. And the chance to win a series in a Nohi Taralia at the end of this year. Incredible. All those wins, well, the two so far, and hopefully the third, done without Kane Williamson. Happy retirement to the man, great servant of the game, but it seems like he's picked this moment. This side, man, this side. Yeah, a couple of years ago, if you'd have told me that we would be in better shape after Kane Williamson's retirement than we were prior to it, wouldn't have believed you. Definitely wouldn't have believed you if you told me that it would be Henry Nicholls taking his place. But there we go. This group of cricketers, man, they just keep fucking surprising you. We've had a couple of performances in series at home over the last couple of summers. England, obviously, and then West Indies, who we didn't quite put away as comfortably as we should have, but man, away on tour, these guys are winning in conditions that teams just don't go away and win it. Aussie don't go and win in India, Aussie don't go and win in England, and vice versa. It's very, very, very hard to win away. It's just Test cricket. These guys are doing it. They're doing it in style, doing it with class, doing it against teams who are petty, arrogant, entitled, speaking about both India and England. And it's just so fucking great to experience as a Kiwi cricket fan. Let's talk a little bit about Game 3. Opening up, both Conway and Latham were due. They were due. They put in a massive stand against the Windies in the third game down here, which ended up being in a drawing cause. But otherwise, neither of them had done anything all that memorable at the top for a wee while. It's crunch time to stand up. They both got 150. How fucking good? How good? Coming off of a second test where Nicholls got 100 on his first game back in the second innings, and Glenn Phillips got 100 in the first innings. And then, unfortunately, things kind of capitulated a wee bit. Not a complete capitulation, but we handed over some ascendancy to England, and by the end of day 2, they were sitting pretty. I think most people had them in front. They were favourites at the end of day 2 when I saw the odds. So, yeah, but we didn't lose our heads. I don't think we were all that caught up thinking, oh, you know, we needed 100 more. No, went out there on day 3 and did the business with the ball. England made mistakes, and we capitalised. We were better in the field. We were guilty of dropping some bad catches at the start of this series and in the England series at home a couple of years ago. I remember being livid with some drops of Harry Brook, but we tidied that up, bundled them out, and came out in the second innings. And I said to a mate, I think that 100 from Daryl Mitchell, and it's already been called an underappreciated innings because of what Stokes did, but it could be one of the top 10 Test centuries scored by any New Zealand player. To win a Test series in England, to pull out an innings like that, chanceless really, apart from a very, very good decision to review an LBW when he was in the 20s. And watching that live, the way he celebrated the overturned decision, usually I'm not sure how I'd feel about that, but it just gave me this vibe. I'm like, he is hungry. He is there to do a job today. And that's exactly what he did, man. Ravindra, unfortunately, only got to 94. I say only. Missed out on his 100, but seemed to rein it in a little bit. Maybe a few less dicey shots. He is guilty of giving it away early in his innings at times, but it seems like once he gets going, he's the most talented batsman in our order, that's for sure. And Daryl Mitchell, conversely, not displaying a lot of classical elegance, never really does, just grit, stickability, getting booed by the crowd for taking his time in a fucking test match and winning his team the game. What a joke. What a joke. And imagine, I don't know how the Kiwis sort of managed to keep straight face. Hopefully they sledged the Poms a bit in that fourth innings, because what a display by Stokes to do this charade of a retirement. Who knows? He might come back, he might not. Who really gives a shit? He's been an incredible player in moments. That's what I've seen that being thrown around a bit. He was a moments player, did incredible things on occasion, but I don't think anyone was really all that worried seeing him walk out to bat until they'd seen him get a few away off the middle. And he's someone who could hurt you, but most often didn't. And their whole project, I've spoken about it in the past, their whole project it's kind of ended even worse than I could have imagined. Stokes to be the first gone, McCullum has to follow him. Yeah, it's and for Stokes, who's an ex-Kiwi, and McCullum, who's an arrogant Kiwi, to lose in such fashion to an understated, humble, workmanlike, classy, skillful, impressive, credit to their nation side that New Zealand is at the moment, is just the ultimate comeuppance. It really, really is. Mitchell showed the way that Test match cricket should be played. He showed that if you are willing to do the hard work, you will reap the rewards, and your team will reap the rewards. The bowlers showed that if you stick to your lanes, keep working, don't try anything too flashy, you can handle being 5 or 6 bowlers down. England wins no fucking end in the second test. We've lost our bowling attack. We were like 5 or 6 bowlers down in game 3. And at the end of day 2, England was supposedly ahead of the game. And it was our bowlers who did the business, and then our middle order, who were the last 2 who hadn't scored runs out of our top 5, 6, other than Blundell, who was amazing behind the sticks. He's really changed my perception of him. And I'm so stoked about this team. And I think not carrying Williamson into this Australia tour at the end of the year, I mean, there's all kind of would be all this sort of, would Kincaid get 100 in Aussie, similar to, I guess, what Joe Root had during the Ashes. I think that's going to do this team good, because there's no one player who this team is all about. They're kind of all on a par with one another. And I think they all just back one another. They all have faith in one another to perform. You can see that. To have 4 of your top 5 get hundreds across the series, and Ravindra to get a 94 and some other useful runs at times. Phillips to get his first Test 100. Santner to get some game time. O'Rourke and Sears, Jameson all bowling. Henry, probably the best bowler in the world, Test bowler in the world at the moment. I think I'd be hard pressed to say that there's anyone better, particularly in those sort of conditions. Perhaps it'll be slightly different in Australia, but I'm sure he'll make it work. And yeah, I just think that I was optimistic in 2019, but this time I don't want to say confident, but I don't think Aussie want the smoke right now. I really don't. So let's go. And I must say that I think we do have to thank Australia for what they did to England during the Ashes, because that really was the first toppling of a domino that probably allowed us to come in and do some work on the back of that capitulation that was happening in the England camp. So cheers to the Aussies for that, but you can only play the team in front of you, and it's on them, it's on England cricket, it's on those players, it's on those coaches, the way that they performed. Fucking embarrassing to come out with, a pretty big chase on your hand on a wicket that's playing up. But after watching Daryl Mitchell bat all of day 4, most of day 4, 100 not out, Stokes comes out, and plays fucking T-ball. Harry Brook throws his wicket. They fuck up the order so that Bethel and Emilio Gay, the two new guys who just need some fucking stability while they find their feet in their test careers, they get mixed up and end up getting no runs. Joe Root run out following morning, and they just look like a ragtag bunch, man. They really do. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Now let's hope they get knocked out by, is it Congo in the World Cup? And we can all keep cracking up at the Poms. But up them, up the Kiwis, man, up the Blackcaps. Doing it the right way. This has been building. And they've never, public perception from myself, and I think from most people, has been that, we're kind of getting by on the back of Taylor, Williamson, Bolt, Southey, Wagner, that it was viewed as that was the team, and then like 6 other guys, I guess. But we always had these guys, your BJ Watlings, I can't remember their last names, but there were always people in that team who just played above their potential consistently, who just executed their skills. That's how we won the World Test Championship final against India. That's how we went to India and won, and that's how we've gone to England and won. And I think that'll about do it. But I'd love to talk some more about this series because I think it's a wonderful achievement for the boys. And cheers for listening. Much love.